So let's go ahead and talk about how to rim a glass. I know we talked about it yesterday, but let's go ahead and do it for A, for the camera, but B, so that you guys can see, again, how to rim a glass. And today, we're also we got some chipotle chili powder and sugar. So this is 5 parts granulated sugar and 1 part chipotle chili powder. Now, I specifically said chipotle chili powder because chipotle chili powder has this nice smoky quality to it. It smells really yummy, right? And I thought we'd put that on top of the smoking Tommy gun. It's got a little bit of a kick to it, like cayenne pepper, but when you do 5 part sugar to 1 part chili, it's gonna just enhance the smokiness that's already in the mezcal and the other ingredients in our smoking Tommy gun, and just give it a little extra zip. And as we talked about, when you rim a glass, we're only gonna do half the rim. That way people who love it, and they're gonna enjoy it, and they can sip off that side. And people who are like, I don't like spice, I don't like heat, they can just have a nice, beautiful garnish and sip on the other side. Yes?
So what if someone that's coming before asks for like a full rim? You would put a full rim on, like someone that's had the drink before?
Absolutely. So the guest is always right. And if you happen to know the guest prefers it that way, it doesn't hurt to reconfirm and say, full. You want this, the full spiced rim? And the guy's like, absolutely, great. But otherwise, if you happen to know your guest preference, that's a nice touch, and that shows a little, thinking. That's a very Michelin kind of thing to do, is to know your guest preferences and anticipate their needs. So yes, the guest is always right, right? The guest is always right. So let's go ahead and give them whatever they want and whatever they need, whenever they need it, however they want it. All right, so what we've got here is this chipotle chili powder mix, and I've also got some agave nectar. And I went ahead and went out and bought some agave nectar. This is not as thick as honey, but it is thicker than like simple syrup or a regular syrup. And so what we're going to do is we're going to take our glass, and the key is not dabbing and sloshing and pushing around, but rather you're going to push and twist. And we're going to start at one end, and we're going to do just half the rim, just 1/2, and so that when we serve it to the guest, we're going to have our garnish at 2 o'clock, as we always do. The garnish will be at 2 o'clock relative to the guest, and that's where the sugar will start, and it'll peel around the back half. So when I set this in front of him, it'll be at this angle. And in that way, they can rotate it or they can ignore it, either way, whatever they want to do. So what we're going to do is we're going to push and twist. Push and twist. And all I'm doing is coating the outside of the glass. I don't want to coat the inside of the glass there. And once I've gotten half of it, you'll see there's little beads pooling already. And if I tilt it at an angle, they'll all start to slide down, and they'll pool at one point and eventually start to drip. And if I turn it upside right, they would start to bleed down the side of the glass. So all you have to do now is start at the one end and just rub it along the leading edge of the tray and just wipe off the excess. Then I'm going to reach over here to my sugar rim, and I'm going to push and twist right in there, push and twist, and I'm going to get half of the rim there. And now I don't want a big thick rim, I just got a nice tight little half rim, just like that. And you can do that with our cocoa powder for our cocoa cocktail. So the agave nectar acts as the adhesive, and you're going to wipe off the extra just like glue. You put a glue on something, you're going to wipe off the extra so it doesn't bleed and drip. Excuse me. And then we're going to go ahead and do the other half. Yes?